Hello ladies and gentlemen at Okiror. My name is Apio Consolate Okiror Auriat no Katakwi Ikokwena Tekera Natuba. Today I am so excited to share with you about a ritual in Teso known as Alelekejedo. This is the rain calling ceremony. In Teso, the months of Odunye and Okwang, these are the months in which farmers prepare, like it marks the onset of rain. The farmers are set to prepare their farmland for crop cultivation. And traditionally, because they didn't have weather forecasts and stuff like that, so traditionally there would be a sacred bird known as the Abyssinian hornbill, locally known as Esuksuk. A hoot from it was a signal to the farmers that it was time to prepare farmland. But in case there was a delay of this hoot, the farmers would then have to seek spiritual intervention, and this was done by the clan leaders, and it was something in which everyone participated in. Now, here comes the story. The most exciting thing about Teso is the people are so social, and whatever activity happens, it was done as a community. So the clan leader would cry out to all the people, and then they organize a day, and these people would meet under a sacred tree known as the Ebomo tree. This Ebomo tree was special in that the people believed that its leaves would bring in, they would usher in blessings. They would usher in blessings upon the people. In circumstances where the people would face such a challenge, they would cry out to their clan leaders, because the clan leaders were the immediate connection between the people and the divine, and like the divine gods. So basically, it was his duty to perform these rituals. He was entitled to perform these rituals. So the clan leader would call for a meeting under a tree, a sacred tree known as Ebomo. This tree was sacred in that the people believed that its leaves would usher in blessings. So therefore, after the meeting was held, the people would collect gift sacrifices to make to the gods, and the things included peas. They would take some sorghum, they would take some millet, and they would go and offer it to the gods. The people would sacrifice iboro kwa penat, ekirdidi, ekawo, imare, arabonat, some millet, some sorghum, and they would take it to appease the gods. So this entire Alelekej was carried out in the swamp. It was carried out in the swamp because people believed that the god of rain, popularly known as Amongin, the god of rain is called Amongin. So they would go to the swamp where they believed that she stayed, and then they would sacrifice these things. And when they were there, the men would hold their spears pointing to the sky like they wanted to pierce out water from the sky, and the ladies would sing invocation songs such like Okwe Papa Polorebeli, or Inaina Kiru Papa Polorebeli, or Inaina Kiru Papa Inaina Kipi. And then like they were invoking the gods, like gods give us rain, the drought is so long and stuff like that. So this now, as they were doing this, the elderly women would smear mud. They would collect some mud from the swamp and smear it all over their bodies, smear it all over the kids, and sprinkle this water on the children. Water was drawn from the swamp because they believed that was holy water, and then they would sprinkle it on the children, like for blessings and stuff like that. So this water, after doing this entirely, like the women would also adorn their pots and their bodies with a sacred grass known as emuria. Like you're seeing a kaderena, I've adorned it kedemuria. I'm also adorned kedemuria because this is like our clan thing, like ibore na tungalote soyen. So they would adorn it like it's a sign of respect to the gods, and then they would cry out and they would chant. And after offering these sacrifices, in case the gods were pleased, there would be immediate rain. The people would go back to their homes and they wouldn't look back. That one alone shows us that these people had this belief in their gods. They were believing, the Teso believed in the gods. They would not look back, and they would call it Sote. And after the Alelekej was done, there would be rain and the harvest would be plentiful. The farmers immediately after this would go and perform this, like they would go and start preparing farmland. An example by the lake in the recent years that has happened, it happened in Wusuk, and then it also happened in Amuria. And indeed, those people from Amuria and Wusuk can testify that there would be rain and there would be plentiful harvest. Now this one brings to us the correlation that the Teso have between tradition, nature, and also divine, like their divine connection was so great. That's why I am proud to be an Teso, because the Teso culture is so rich, it is so abundant, and it's something that speaks to me. It speaks to my surrounding. I relate to my surrounding. I understand my surrounding. Emuria Koliai, I still remain Apio Consolate Okiror, Auriat no Teso, Eyala Manoi.